Witnessing a UFO is cool. Befriending and learning from small humanoids is cooler. Transforming into different aliens and accessing their superhuman abilities to save the universe is the coolest. With thousands of Ben Tennyson's options in the Omnitrix and Ultramatrix, it's mind-boggling how he happens to choose the best aliens to be when facing an opponent.
Time for Humongosaur!
All of them are uniquely great for different circumstances, but picture this. If you're facing an unknown villain, and you only had 3 seconds to pick an alien, who would be your go-to?
You know who would be perfect for this? The suspense is killing me.
Maybe the one big enough to stomp on the minions, the strongest one to throw Vilgax to the next galaxy, the one with the most endurance, or the one with the best sense of humor to tone down the tension once in a while. Do you have 1, 2, or maybe 3 aliens in mind? Say no more, because today, we're going to rank the 10 coolest Ben 10 aliens. 10. Wrath.
Let me tell you something, Octagon Bradle! You got too far!
Uh-oh. I knew this would get me into trouble. If we're talking about strength and durability, Wrath is an absolute beast. Literally and figuratively, from the moment he first appeared in the Con of Wrath in the Season 3 of Alien Force. Wrath could rummage through someone, or tear anyone to pieces with his sharp claws and burning eyes. The humanoid tiger could be hot-headed just all the time, but most especially when he's beating someone up. Prime Wrath alone was enough to make the enemy run for his dear life, but Mad Wrath and Negative Wrath's darkened and edgier appearance just seals their title of being terrifying. Omnikick's Wrath has even longer and sharper claws and toe picks, and Ultimate Wrath could withstand Luli's plumber blasts. Number 9. Big Chill.
Let's see just how cold I can make it.
Whether we're talking about awesome coolness, or the cold that would literally turn your spine into a freeze-dried Twizzler, Big Chill has to be your first pick. In Kevin's big score, when Ben first transforms into Big Chill, secured his spot of being the breeziest, one of the coolest Ben 10 aliens, when he revealed what's underneath Vulcanus' suit. It's no task for the metal-munching Phantom to dodge attacks, but when he doesn't feel like it, he could just make himself intangible. Or if you're unlucky enough to fume up Big Chill's head, you'll either find yourself brittle from his icy breath, or pushed off a cliff like the poor Rust Bucket 2. Ultimate Big Chill, or should we say Big Burn now, looks like the fiery version of his devolved self, but still shoots plasma beams so cold, it blasted the heck out of his foe. Despite this, it's undeniable that Big Chill is literally and figuratively cool in both versions. 8. Vampire.
Time for a little mind control!
Forced with a formidable opponent, Vampire thinks like a real necromancer. If you can't beat them, hypnotize them. If you can't use their powers against themselves, simply suck the life out of them. He can't fathom how difficult it is to do that. In his first appearance in The Vampire Strikes Back, Vampire sucked lives and consciousness by shooting Corruptorus on their foreheads. He's definitely not a morning person, nor a fan of Pyronites, but when the sun falls down, he is unstoppable. There is no ultimate Vampire, but honestly, Vampire's presence, even in his unevolved self, is all it takes to turn your blood into curd. Absolutely terrifying. 7. Pesky Dusk. What do all living beings, alien and human alike, have in common? After a long day of throwing countless rivals into the planet's orbit, even the toughest aliens need some sort of recharge. Then that's when Pesky Dusk strikes. Actually, when he has better things to do, he can just release Dusk and make his victims sleep like a baby. Many might have underestimated his Tinkerbell appearance and dopey size when he first appeared in Outbreak, but the moment the spell kicks in, no one could hide to safety from Pesky Dusk's manipulation, not even in their own thoughts.
You're in trouble now!
Unless you're a technological or robotic being, pray that you don't magically forget your dirty little secret or a hidden weakness when Pesky Dusk enters your deepest thoughts. While the fact that even the base Pesky Dusk can make someone sleep forever, while Ultimate Pesky Dusk can inflict injuries from someone's dream is terrifying, it's pretty awesome that he doesn't have to attack someone to make them vulnerable, or torture to extract information. 6. Echo Echo. Honestly, don't we all feel like screaming at ultrasonic frequencies when something is getting on our nerves? Echo Echo does that, except when he lashes out, his screams shatter steel, machinery, and even obliterating laser lances and Tadenite. In Part 2 of Ben 10 Returns, Echo Echo went on a full blast attacking Forever Dragon. Although it took him 6 clones to take down the monster, the high-frequency screams coming from his small stature may be the last thing you ever hear. Echo Echo has the ability to echolocate and transmit sound waves through speakers and create force fields. Unless faced with the cold virus that makes him sneeze out of control, His immunity against the possession of a xenocyte makes up for most of his vulnerabilities. His evolved version, Ultimate Echo, looks more dangerous and is actually more dangerous when he uses his sonic disc to duplicate his attacks. And in Absolute Power 2, he uses his super cool Sonic Doom to subdue Ultimate Kevin. 5. Feedback. What caused everything to exist can also obliterate it. Feedback has the exact power to absorb a Big Bang level of energy and destroy anyone he shoots it to.
He shoots, he scores!
11-year-old Ben first transforms into Feedback in the first part of The More Things Change, where he defeats Malware, and from then he quickly becomes one of Ben's most used aliens. Through his conductors, Feedback can absorb and redirect high levels of any kind of energy. He can also store it for ranged attacks or to boost his punches. Feedback could simply suck out the energy from his opponent at point blank and blast it. Feedback did not have an ultimate version, but was Ben's all-time favorite alien. 4. Topic. Topic is so powerful that he did not even have to lift a finger to defeat his opponents, except maybe his horned helmet, release green gases, and produce a series of terrifying noises enough to drain the color out of the most saturated alien.
You stay away from me! No!
The first time Topic turns into himself in Special Delivery, he had to battle 10 other excuses not to. But when he did, the stumbling out of balance and absolute grossness was all worth the defeat of the dwarf star-powered Siphon. Topic did not need to evolve, and his appearance was enough to trigger the primordial fears of whoever lay their eyes on him. 3. Atomics.
Nuclear winner!
Ahamena, hamena, hamena, ha, is all that you need to hear to run for your dear life. Atomics is basically a walking nuclear reactor that could generate nuclear energy, or nuclear winners if you're one lucky opponent, using his bare hands. Seeing him for the first time in For a Few Brains More, you would definitely want Atomics in your league when all hell breaks loose. Protected by his hard body, Atomics can generate a fusion cuisine the size of a sun, send objects beyond the planet's atmosphere, and naturally produce gamma rays that can destroy opponents to the bits. His righteous personality ups his cool superhero trope even more, making him one of Ben's most powerful aliens. 2. Clockwork. Clockwork, like time itself, being gold in appearance, says a lot about his powers and abilities. He first appeared on Ben's 10,000 Returns, where Ben used his time rays to destroy Eon and his minions. Using his chest or hands, Clockwork can fire green time rays to either age the opponent to dust or send them to a different timeline, confusing and immobilizing them.
Where did you first see the dragon?
This robotic chronosapien could also slow down time around him, project scenes from the past, and fling a pipe into the wall with his enhanced strength. The scope of Clockwork's abilities is vast, involving time itself, and he has definitely secured a spot in Ben's list of coolest aliens. 1. Way Big. Now for the number 1 spot. You may already have that built, solid black celestial sapien in mind, none other than the godlike Alien X himself. But if you really look into it, although Alien X is the most powerful due to him being able to transform matter and travel through space-time, create and recreate the universe at will, the wielder or Ben cannot make the decision without Bellicus and Sabrina's final approval, which is not the best case.
I want to know what happened to my friends.
Seconded.
Motion carry.
So instead, the spot goes to Way Big. Way Big is a Toku star whose weakness is forgetting how strong he actually is. He first was introduced in Ben 10's Secret of the Omnitrix, where he single-handedly defeated an army and hurled Vilgax into orbit. With his combat skills, strength, durability, reflexes, and gigantic size, you wouldn't dare to anger Way Big if you have any brain cells left. And have we mentioned he could shoot cosmic rays by crossing his arms? Ultimate Way Big is even more durable, and can shoot cosmic ray projectiles and beams from his hands. Awesome and terrifying all at the same time, his powers not only could obliterate the opponent, but a whole dang planet, making Way Big the coolest Ben 10 alien to exist. Do you agree with this list? Let us know in the comments below.